So today, in this episode, we're going to be talking about one of our previous jobs that we had. We both worked together in a cinema. Another topic we'd like to discuss is Liffey Valley. You don't have any likes?
No.
Okay, but now I want to hear your dislikes.
I've cleaned everything you can think of in the cinema. Food, sick.
Why wouldn't she have cleaned it up herself?
I don't-
It's your fucking blood.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I remember there was like one time where we were having a yap, like, and it was a busy day or something.
Yeah.
Like we were hiding, like we were not supposed to be in there. How the hell did we do that?
I don't even know.
I was like,
Like-
this job's easy peasy.
So guys, we just posted our first episode of the Voicenotes podcast, and now
Officially.
are we on our second one? Like, we're literally, we said we were gonna do it, and now we're freaking doing it.
Now we're here.
It took us a month between filming episodes, but still, like, we literally did it.
That's all that matters.
So welcome back to the second episode of the Voicenotes podcast. We have 2 camera angles. We're also in a new location this time. We're in my bedroom, and I think we should try maybe do different locations. I also kind of thought about it in a way as well, where it is kind of like you're always in. You never know when you're sending a voice out to someone. Like you could be
where you are.
like you could be in your room. You could be on holidays. You could be at work.
So today, in this episode, we're going to be talking about one of our previous jobs that we had. We both worked together in a cinema.
Yeah,
And another topic we'd like to discuss is Liffey Valley,
yeah, because
which is a shopping centre in Ireland, for people who don't know.
yeah.
It's a shopping centre in Dublin.
Yeah, because we have a lot of experience in Liffey Valley, just shopping there, working around there, like yeah.
I sort of live within the area.
Yeah, you kind of live.
Liffey
Yeah,
Valley.
you live closer now.
Close to Liffey Valley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But before we get into that, happy freaking Pride.
Oh, happy
we
Pride!
went out for Pride. We went to Workman's.
No, we didn't. I just
No.
literally, my eye went to the Workman sign over there.
Yeah, I have the Workman's sign in my room at the moment. But yeah, we went out for Pride. We went to Alfie's at first.
Yeah.
We met after work.
And it was empty.
Yeah, Alfie's actually was empty.
And I walked by it the day after Pride,
Yeah.
and it was jammers.
Really? I only really usually would go to Alfie's like on Mondays, like I'm do the 5-year deal, so I've never actually been like on a weekday or like a weekend day.
Mhm.
So maybe it just isn't as busy on the weekend.
No,
was still-
it's usually busy because they have the outdoor
Really?
seating.
But it was still we were like there 7:30. That's early, like I think.
But like when I got off work on like Sunday, it would have been same time. Would have been like 6:30.
Maybe it was just that
7:00.
day then, and more people.
Maybe they were all at Pig. They were probably all
That's
at
true,
Pig.
actually,
Like,
yeah.
Why
So-
would you go to
We were around Paris Court where Pig is,
Mm-hmm.
and like there was just so many people there. It was actually crazy. And then we went to Alfie's, and then after we went to
Street 66?
Street 66, and we went around Jury Street just to see everyone about, and like there was so many people there. Like it was actually
That's
Jury Street. Oh, what's
no,
it
that's
called?
not Jury
Oh,
Street.
sorry.
That's,
I don't know my streets.
I don't know what street that is.
It
It's
was
like South
outside
William Street.
Panty Bar. It was outside
Panty
Panty
Bar,
Bar,
yeah.
and there was people drinking, guards.
was
like
like-
it was crazy.
It was
like.
crazy. It was like
It was
the
nice to see though, because
parade.
like why can't it be like that every day? Like why?
I know, yeah. They need to they need to pedestrianize Dublin, and they need to put like more seating.
Because
outdoor
sometimes you
seating.
don't want to go
in
and
the
sit,
summer.
especially during summer. You don't want to go and sit.
I don't want to be in the dark pub.
No,
Like, no, I want to be
no.
outside.
Yeah,
I want
literally.
to feel like I'm in Portugal. I want to feel like I'm in Europe.
Yeah.
Like Ireland is part of Europe, and I swear to God, it's like the main place in Europe that does not feel European.
Yeah, no, it just feels like its own thing. But it's because it's always raining as well, though, and it doesn't fit like the kind of Italy vibe where you're like having like like
Oh, what?
you know. I haven't seen TikTok say like
No.
It's like a TikTok sound. But yeah, so we were out for Pride, and then we also had another day out. We went to the beach. Because June was good for weather. Like there was a whole streak where like it was literally so nice out. So we decided to go to the beach. We went to Borough Beach in Sutton, and it was. I don't think I've ever seen a beach like that populated like ever. Like there were
yeah.
so many people there, and like because
Yeah.
it was me, Thomas, and our neighbor Amy, and we got there, and there was like a good few people there, but it wasn't like super busy. By the time you and Roisin came, it just got like
It was
crazy. And we were like, so we were there, we were kind of listening to tunes, just chilling, and trying to get the UVs in, like as you saw, because the UV was like, I think it was like 7 or 8, hence why I got so freaking burnt after, which that's a whole nother story.
Insert photo.
My body was, I don't think I've ever got that bad burnt in my life. Like I'm still peeling.
That
My
is
hand,
crazy.
my leg is like still peeling.
Did you
No.
didn't blister though, did you?
My nose was really bad. Like the skin on my nose was so like
Have you
it
ever,
felt awful. Like
have you ever heard of permanent sunburn?
no.
You know, you can get like permanently burnt, where like you were red for your whole life. Seen this girl on TikTok? I think she's Irish.
How long was she out in the sun for that to happen?
I don't know.
Or is it like a skin type that happens?
I don't know. She went to the doctor and they were like, we don't know what that is, and she like has a red nose now.
For
Forever,
life?
yeah,
Fuck
for
off.
life.
Okay, maybe I should be
Yeah,
more
no, be careful.
No, I do. I like, because how many, like, Galway.
It's not worth it. It's not
Galway,
worth it.
remember that time I got full on burnt when we were cycling, and then we went out and I couldn't even stand up.
But that
was crazy.
Yeah, but that was understandable though, because we were all burnt. And I think, I don't know if you put sun cream on, but I don't even think I put sun cream on. Like we didn't.
Because it was raining while we were cycling, so we didn't
think it was bad. It was like wind burn and the heat and like the sun, and so like, yeah, that was like understandable. But you were baking when we were at the beach, and you were fully aware, and I was like, Connor,
because
like,
even when I met you, I was taking pictures before you even came, and I was already red. Like I already had the glasses lines.
Oh my god.
So yeah, that was just the worst sunburn ever. But anyway, there was so many people there, and like at one point they all just started going crazy, like started dancing, like, and obviously there's nothing wrong with that, like, but it was just very like younger. It was a very younger crowd.
Yeah, it was like teenagers. Sure. Yeah, I would say teenagers. Yeah. Like listening to music. Bros. Yeah, I think it was like an organized beach rave that happened.
Oh, definitely.
They all like knew about it, I guess, and like so there was just a lot of like youngsters there drinking and like holding up an amp, and like all of them were like crowded around each other, and like I don't know, like it was just crazy.
Yeah. And there was at one point we were all just sitting like chilling.
Well, we had to move away from the crowd.
Yeah, we were kind of in the crowd.
Middle of the crowd.
You literally, I don't even know why. You literally stood up and you were like, guys, why don't we just move?
Here? Like I was like, what's going on? At one stage, like there was just like people running by us, and like sand was getting on us, and like I was
remember, there was also people with water guns shooting random people.
Somebody just shot
some guy, and he was full on like he was pissed that he got shot with water. Remember the guy right in front of us?
Oh no, I don't remember.
He was just sunbathing. You said it to me.
Oh yes, yes. He said no. The guy like had the water gun and was like walking around like looking for someone to spray, and I was watching him because I was like, he better not spray us.
Like get it back.
Yeah, and he just like turned to like there was towels on the ground and people's like bags and stuff and a phone, and he just went and sprayed like someone's phone. Yeah.
Thank God we got fucking it, because we had our Beats. I had my Beats phone. Oh, remember he just if he just spread all our fucking stuff like.
Yeah.
So we eventually moved. We were propping observing when we moved. Like we were just looking at them.
I was intrigued then. I was like, okay, now I feel like fine, like safe in a way, and like I'm not gonna get trampled on. I was like, what is going on over there?
And there was one point where all of a sudden they all just like probably like what, like 100 or so.
I'd say more, like maybe 200 people. Like
just the image in my head of them all
so
running.
Funny.
It's
so
crazy.
Funny.
So at one point they all just start.
Like, what's that sound?
It's like a stampede. Yeah, literally Romans around by Nicki Minaj. Like that's what it was. That's what it was giving. They all just start running. There must have been there was definitely a fight going on or something.
It was.
And they're all screaming, but you couldn't see the fight. All we just saw was
just
running.
it was like a mosh pit. I was like, maybe they're mosh pit.
And then all of a sudden we just see like this wig being like a tumbleweed being just flown up, like it actually went so high. As well.
It was like, and you could just hear everyone go like, oh, or something, and it like just flew into the air.
Someone's wig. So there definitely was some bitch fight going on, and they were pulling wigs off each other. Baddies club, bad girls club energy.
But someone picked the wig off the floor and ran away with it. Which,
if I, like, obviously I don't wear wigs and things like that, but if I was a girl and I was wearing wigs and someone snatched my wig, oh my god, I'd actually be, and then ran away with it, I would be,
I would that's be, embarrassing. No, I would have to, like, move countries and, like, change my identity, like.
Because they obviously hated the person they snatched it off, because it literally flying up in the air.
Honestly, like, where's the footage? Because, like, I mean, like, I feel so bad for them, but, like,
it was funny.
It was so surreal. Like I literally was like, I thought it was just like a t-shirt. I thought someone was like getting serious about the fight, like and just like took their top off like threw it like as they're sweating. And I was like, what the hell? Like I was like, oh, it's definitely a fight. And then I think one of you was just like, that's a wig, and I was like, no way. Like I was like, that is crazy.
Oh my god. But yeah,
that
so
was insane.
Yeah, so we eventually you and Thomas ran over.
Oh yeah. At one stage, like they started running again. Funny. I was like, this is so funny.
And Thomas had his little like phone protector that you'd have in the waterproof case, and was trying to film them. That was so funny as well.
Hilarious.
But then it slowly got kind of not funny because guards started to show up. There was like really, really drunk people.
Really drunk, like young Like
Yeah.
there was really young people that were very drunk, and like you could just tell a few people were like distressed, and we were like, we gotta get ourselves out of here because like
Yeah,
we don't want to
there
be
was
associated with
people
this right
calling
now.
the guards, and then they showed up, and then they were barely even doing anything. Remember?
Yeah, that was yeah. There was like a girl, like we were leaving, and there was a girl at the entrance on the phone to the guards. Like we could hear her because we were just like putting our shoes on and stuff, and she was like, "When are you guys gonna be here? Like, please hurry up!" Like we didn't hear like what happened, but then we were walking back to the train where all the cars are parked, and we seen the guard car coming, but like it wasn't sirening, and then the guard car was going so slow and decided to park like like probably like 100 meters away from the entrance.
Oh
like
my God.
they took their time and parked. Like it's not even like they pulled up, hopped out. They literally were like, right, reverse, come on, parallel park. Slowly got out of the car, and the girl was like running over to them, being like, come help, and they were just like so nonchalant, like didn't give a damn.
If there was a time of crisis, if something
not.
actually bad was happening in that moment, that person would have been fucked.
Yeah,
Like,
I know definitely there was, because I heard like I was like reading
yeah.
articles, and I think
there was a good
like,
few TikToks after,
yeah,
like where
like I think there was people who were like definitely injured, or like definitely like there was multiple fights, I think, that happened even when we left. I think there was still fights that happened.
Oh my God, Warwick's gone flying.
Yeah.
And then remember, we thought we left early to go back to the dart, so we wouldn't have to see them. And then we were waiting. The dart was probably walking like 5 minutes, and then all of a sudden they all just start coming, and you were so done. It was so.
I was like, no, I cannot be around these people anymore, because it was just like, I don't know, just like every like I don't know, just like every teenager that you would ever want to avoid, like every genre and type of teenager that you would want to avoid. There's like yup bros and like everything there. Like
if I wasn't with you, I'd be shitting myself. Like if I was alone.
Yeah, like when I was walking there on my own, I was so scared, because like I know, I feel like the biggest threat to Dublin is the children and the teenagers. Like,
honestly,
no, there is no bigger threat. Like there is no, like, even like working in town, the most like I would feel unsafe, like the most frequent I would feel unsafe from like a genre of people is the Irish kids.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, guys, we're targeting the wrong people. It's the Irish kids.
They think they think they can do whatever they want. They obviously haven't been like taught right how to go out, or they're just left to go out. Parents probably don't give a fuck. Like it's great. Like
there was like one day I was in town. Oh my God, I was so scared. I can't remember who I was with. But there was one day I was in town.
Oh my God, are we talking about near-death experiences again?
Oh my God, why are we always talking about this? Okay, I'll be quick. But there was these like group of like yup bro children. Like they were like 10.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a really sunny day in town. I think this was like maybe a summer or two ago.
Yeah.
People were obviously drinking in town.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they'd collected either bottle caps or little coins. I think it was probably bottle caps. And I was coming out of Stephen's Green. And they are literally like, I mean, with all their fucking might, chucking them at all the people coming out of Stephen's Green.
Bottle caps?
Yeah.
That's like sore as well. Like if that freaking hits you.
And they were definitely targeting people, because there was these like there's this group of people, I think it was, I don't know, just 3 people, and they were definitely like, they were like eccentric, like they were definitely like queer.
Just literally targeting anyone that
but these kids were targeting them. Like at one stage they were targeting them, and I was right behind this, like it was like 3 people.
Yeah.
And they were like targeting them, and like these are like tall people as well, and like I think they had like colored hair and stuff, and like so these like kids, and I was actually like, oh my God, like that is definitely like they're like hate criming them right now, because they like literally stopped throwing them at randomers now. They were targeting them. Just them. And then one of them just went like, would you fucking stop? And like literally like starts running after these kids, and all the kids, like one of them dropped all the bottle things or whatever, and like starts legging it, and like they're running away from him. And like it was but this thing,
they're all freaking talk, and then when someone steps up, they're like, let me just
I was like, well done. Like I was just like, well done.
They actually have nothing on them, like honestly. So let's get into our first topic for this episode, which is we're gonna be talking about Liffey Valley, one of Ireland's most amazing shopping centres in Ireland. Yeah. Yeah,
I don't really know of many more. There's none, actually. Liffey Valley's the only shopping centre.
It's like the closest shopping centre you could go to.
But it just depends on where you live.
Yeah, for us, that's I guess now you're is Liffey Valley would still be closest to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you could maybe drive to like a Newbridge or like a Nace, but like
or like Blanche.
Oh yeah, actually.
Dundrum.
Yeah.
Tala Square, isn't that a thing?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
aisle, or
Isn't that a thing?
I've never been.
The square is massive.
Is the square a shopping centre?
Yeah.
Okay.
What did you think it was?
Whitewater
Just a
Shopping
square?
Centre.
Did you think it was just a square where people hang out and all?
I don't know. Yeah, maybe. I think I
No, because
I don't know
the square
Tala.
have their own cinema and all. Like that.
Oh wait, okay, wait. Yeah, I know about that. I know about that. I don't know because I've never really seen what it looks like. Maybe I
Yeah,
have been. I honestly
maybe
don't know.
future podcast in the square, Tala. Oh my god, no, but the square have a new food market, Dublin's first food market.
Yes, I've seen
so
that.
we can go there.
Well, I was
That
thinking
would be
maybe
fun.
that's the square.
No, that's just a new food market. That's so
I'm
funny.
joking. Let me see what the first thing I have down for Liffey Valley is.
Yeah. Wait, so the Liffey Valley segment, you're doing it as if like, is it the best shopping centre?
I'm thinking about Liffey Valley on like a psychological level. Like I'm thinking about Liffey Valley as like a place, as like where it's located, as like a piece of architecture, as like how it's formulated, about how
I just have
old
things.
it is.
I just have things about how I dislike about Liffey Valley. That's what I thought the vibe was gonna be.
You don't have any likes.
No.
Wait, okay, but now I want to hear your dislikes.
It's always freaking busy. You walk in, it's always flooded with people. No matter if it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it's always just
Busy.
flooded with people.
Mhm.
And also, just for shopping in general, with me, like I hate walking to a shop and like it being so busy. Also, it being like a complete sweatbox. Because then that just makes me not want to shop and like not look at clothes. Especially trying on clothes, you go in and you're already sweating, and then like you just don't feel nice when you're freaking sweating and trying to put on clothes. Like it's just not nice.
Yeah.
Also, just I feel like Liffey Valley, you're just always gonna see, for me anyway, I feel like I'm always just gonna see someone I know when I go to Liffey Valley, or like I know someone that like works in a shop in Liffey Valley. I hate it, but that's why when I go into town, I don't have to worry about it. Like obviously there might be some people working in town that I know, but not really.
It's way less likely that you're gonna run into someone.
Yeah, you know, and I just hate that. And then I feel like I can walk to some sections, but I can't walk to other sections because like I just don't like it in that sense. When you're trying to get the bus home from Liffey Valley, like it's not just okay, let me just pop out the side, unless you live like unless you live close in Dublin.
G1 or G2.
Yeah, you're fine, but like you have to literally march through the
the
whole
fucking car park.
Like it's bad when it's not busy, because sometimes I remember around Halloween, like when I would go home from Liffey Valley, there'd be people with fireworks, things like that. Like it's just not a safe place to be at night or during the day. It's not a safe place to be.
Yeah, and the buses don't even see you because it's so fucking dark and they're on the motorway.
Yeah, literally.
So they don't even see you.
And I just don't like that. You have to literally go walk to the whole car park and then go all the way down that freaking bridge and loop-de-loop around.
You have to literally like park
ages away.
Well, like now they've updated the car park a bit, so it's easier to get to the bridge, like the bus stop bridge.
Oh really?
The motorway.
Where do you go?
Well, like it's easier to remember. You used to have to like walk through the bushes. Remember, you used to have to like walk through.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of bushes.
And now
I still walk straight to the car park though.
Well, I do too out of habit, but like I'd say like more people would do the pathway.
Yeah. Okay, let's hear about your perspective of Liffey Valley, because what I thought we were going to talk about is different to what you thought we were going to talk about.
Okay, well, I guess I don't know. I thought we were gonna. Well, I mean.
You thought we were gonna go with thesis, like
I thought we were gonna talk about Liffey Valley. Like I find
like
that
our favorite
really
shops,
interesting.
Or like
like just kind of everything about it. I guess like so I haven't really come to a conclusion because I haven't fully thought about it.
Yeah.
But like what I have written down. Well, I guess what's such a coincidence is I guess the reason why I'm probably thinking about it much more psychologically is because when we brought it up at first. I was like, oh, that's really interesting as like an overall topic. And then my brother made a song called Liffey Valley 2. And I was like, oh, this is such a coincidence that happened.
Liffey Valley 2.
Yeah, that like maybe he's also thinking about Liffey Valley and how like...
It's on people's minds, whether we like it or hate it. It's on people's minds.
Even when you leave, like he's left the country, like he doesn't really live here.
That is so
like, well,
true.
I guess he does sort of live in Ireland too.
Yeah.
Like he's not like permanently moved, but like he's still thinking about Liffey Valley when he goes to other shopping centres. He's thinking about Liffey Valley, and I do that a lot too.
Yeah.
So I guess, like, I mean, the only other one that I would really, like, be able, I feel like, compare it to is Blanche, because they're, like, at equal kind of distance to Dublin. You know? I
like Blanche.
Yeah.
Like, I actually like Blanche, even though I also did work in Blanche for, like, 2 months. But yeah, even with, like, Blanche, like, because I worked in both shopping centres, and, like, when I worked in Liffey Valley, it was, like, a long period of time, and I feel like over time, just constantly being there, constantly trying to get home from there, like having to walk. Obviously, we talked about the freaking car park. Like it just made me dislike it. But then when I worked in Blanche, it only was like 2 months I worked in Blanche, but it didn't make me like hate it as much. But obviously, it was harder to get to. Which that is just a whole other thing within itself. That feels like a lifetime ago.
I think New Blanche is much nicer.
Yeah, see, I don't really know it.
Old Blanche?
Yeah, because I only would go to Blanche the odd time. Even before I worked there, I would rarely ever go. Like.
Or, well, actually, Old Blanche is kind of iconic too, because it had the pond.
Oh my god, yes! Oh my god, no, I do remember the pond.
Yeah, like, Old Blanche is kind of iconic.
Yeah.
I feel like the Blanche, like, you get a lot more, like, mess, and, like, you get a lot more. I'm sure working there.
Oh,
and, like,
yeah,
pennies
there is
and shit
security.
like
Yeah,
that,
there is
and,
security,
like,
and
like you probably get a lot more, like, kids and teenagers, like, acting the maggot than you would in Liffey Valley, because like Blanche
Valley
Centre's in Blanche, like, it's right around the corner from the village, so loads of people live there. But like Liffey Valley is like by the motorway, so like half of the side of Liffey Valley is like there's not a lot of urbanization beside it.
Yeah.
So you probably get less of that.
People just walking in.
Yeah, like kids have to get the bus to get to Liffey Valley. So like it is like I don't know. I feel like you get a lot more messing in Blanche. But there's a lot more shops. There's more toilets. Like that was one that I wrote down. What does Liffey Valley need? Bathroom upgrade. The bathrooms are shit.
Yeah, they're always so messy.
They're disgusting. They stink. They need an upgrade. They're like outdated. The Blanche bathrooms.
Yeah, the Blanche.
So
yeah,
nice.
They are nice. Yeah.
When I was in, I think it was Doha Airport, like one of the nicest airports in the world.
Yeah.
I went into the bathrooms and I was like, these are like the Blanche bathrooms. Like I was like, these are giving Blanche.
That's so
and like
funny.
that just shows like
how
nice
they are.
Nice.
But yeah, the
They got
Liffey
an
Valley
upgrade,
ones are
though.
rank. Like they're just and they're also so sweaty. That's another thing. That is
They're
something Liffey
so
Valley. I walk in
warm.
and I'm freaking sweating.
And then what else do I have? Liffey Valley. Yeah, Liffey Valley culture in comparison to Blanche or Dundrum.
What do you mean by culture?
Like the people. Like what kind of people do you get in Blanche? What kind of people do you get in Liffey Valley? I guess it's kind of similar. Like
it is kind of like younger moms,
yeah,
shopping, young kids.
Yeah.
I'm just basing it off people that would come in to the place I worked at when I worked there. Like it was kind of like all young people, couples, maybe going shopping or we go to Liffey Valley. One thing actually that I think though, because Blanche is not like an actual proper food court. Does it? Like Liffey Valley is a proper.
No.
Liffey Valley has like that is like
the food court.
Like that has a like over that has the only thing it has over Blanche really.
I like the food court, but it needs an upgrade. The whole of Liffey Valley just needs an upgrade.
It's all just messy, but that's because it's so busy. Also, like okay, so you walk into Liffey Valley. What's the first shop you're going to?
Usually Bershka.
Yeah.
Cause like where else is there Bershka? Like just Jervis. Oh, I guess there's actually a Bershka in Blanche. There's a big Bershka in Blanche.
Yeah.
But usually Bershka. I think because that's the car park I go to though, is like the one further up because the first two are too busy. So I go down to the far back.
That's another thing as well, like for you anyway, like parking, especially when it's busy and you have to go all the way over to freaking Marks and Spencer's.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll usually go like halfway. So I usually do Bershka, Zara. So I go like the opposite way, and then Pennies and all, and then I finish off and leave at Pennies. That's my last place because if I start at Pennies, I'll spend too much.
I guess I do like the Pennies. Like, because it is big, I can go, and if I'm not able to get into town.
That made me think, Liffey Valley pre-Pennies. What was it?
Was Pennies not always in Liffey Valley?
No.
Because the cinema was in where Liffey Valley was. Surely there was a Pennies.
There was not a Pennies.
What?
That's why I knew Blanche so well.
Yeah, because I actually, when I think of like Liffey Valley, I think of everyone going to Pennies. Because Pennies is always so busy.
Yeah.
So it's like...
There used to not be a Pennies there for a long time. I remember when Pennies was opening with my sisters. I remember my sisters being like, Pennies in Blanche! in Liffey! Pennies in Liffey! Because we used to have to go to Blanche. And we used to always take the back roads of Lucan.
Yeah.
Because everybody avoids the toll bridge on the M50. So everybody goes through the back roads of Lucan to get to Blanche.
Yeah.
But like those roads are like deadly.
Dodgy.
And they're like really like uphill. And I remember like when my sisters were just like on their L plates learning to drive, being like terrified and like bringing me and my brother to Blanche. And I'd be like, oh my god, like I have to make the trek to Blanche. Like just to go to Pennies. Because yeah, you used to not have
That's mad.
attendance.
Yeah, so I wonder, like, it probably wasn't that busy.
No, you used to
Like,
just go there for the food court and for the cinema. Like, I don't know what
yeah.
else was there. Like, you would go to Dunn's, M&S.
It is, you know, like it was like a fun place to go to when you were younger because you go to the
Mm-hmm.
cinema, you go to Nando's. Like we went. Remember actually we're talking all the I'm talking all the stuff about Liffey Valley. One of our first times we went out together was when we went to Nando's in Liffey
Yeah,
Valley,
and I broke my
and you
phone.
broke your phone, which
Yeah.
that was crazy.
Yeah, that's mad.
And I guess it was just the easy. I guess maybe like because when I was younger, Liffey Valley was the only place I would go to.
Where else would we have gone?
Yeah, because when I grown up, obviously I started going into town, shopping in town, going out in town. I'm like,
Yeah.
I just prefer town. Anything
Music?
else about Liffey Valley?
Do I have
I'm
anything else
thinking.
on Liffey Valley? Let me just think.
Okay.
Thinking.
Loading sign.
No, I don't. Let's
No.
just talk about the cinema.
So yeah, let's. So
Okay,
we're gonna be talking about one of our my very first job of working, my very first like long job of working in the cinema, because I think there's a lot of stories that we freaking have, or just like shifts, awful shifts.
Yeah.
Like people think like working in the cinema, like, oh my god, it's so much fun. Like you got to see free movies, you got to like probably eat so much popcorn. Like, oh my god, but trust me,
No.
you get to one. I don't even like popcorn. Like,
that is honestly crazy that you worked in the cinema for so long without liking the one of the best parts of the cinema.
Literally, and I didn't even I working in the cinema got me into like liking nachos, like Doritos, which is like one good thing, and Ben and Jerry's as well. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, I never really liked popcorn. So this thing of people thinking, oh my god, like I get to work in the cinema, I get to see free movies, get popcorn. No, it's just I feel like you don't actually know it until like you experience it, you know. So how like I started working in the cinema, I just finished school and I hadn't really had like a proper job before. Like I worked in the pet farm up my road, and I did 2 hour work experience. But like I never really had like a proper longer job. But even when I worked in the pet farm, it was always just like, oh hey, are you free to come up?
Yeah.
Like Thomas, like the way he works in the pet farm, like he gets an actual roster.
Yeah.
Like I never experienced like having a roster, having like days off, or having even like people to work with, because even in the pet farm, I would just like supervise the bouncy castle, and it would just be me by myself, or I'd like work the pumpkin patch. So I never really got to experience that kind of work environment. Yeah. And I remember when I did my interview for The View as one of the managers, and like I remember I prepared questions like, oh, what's your favorite actress, and all, and like pretty sure I said like Anna Kendrick or something. Like I don't even know. But yeah, so I started in like 2021, I think it was. Like,
you started in 2021?
Yeah, August of 2021 is when I started.
Oh my God.
So I was there for like a while. Yeah, and then how Amy started is because she was like, I need a job.
I was like, hey, I need a job. I don't really remember why. I think it was maybe like, I think I joined in like probably like what, February of 2022, I'd say. Was it? You were probably there about a year.
It was 2023.
So you were there for 2 years and I joined?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, because you started at the start of the year.
It was 2023.
You were there for 8 months, wasn't it?
Yeah, I thought, yeah. Oh my God, that was not that long ago, it feels.
Yeah.
Wait, that was like, that feels like it was years ago though. Anyway.
So how you started was...
I needed a job, probably because it was around February, the usual time where you start needing to like save money.
After Christmas.
Like post-Christmas, like you want to go on a holiday in the summer, so got the job off Connor.
Yeah, and at that time, like, like working, especially like that cinema, like anyone kind of got the job.
Yeah,
like if you did,
I was not worried.
If you did the interview, that's why I knew like if you wanted the job, you were easily going to be able to get it, because they literally just accepted anyone.
Anyone, yeah.
Like, and anyone, like
yeah.
some people in that place, like, oh my God.
Sometimes even when I'm in my current job, if I like fuck up and I get really worked up about it, but like not that I even fuck up, like it's literally just like it could be the smallest thing ever. Like I make the wrong drink. Yeah. Like something so simple, and I'm like, oh my God, like they're like I just be like, oh my God, like they could have hired someone else and they wouldn't have done that, you know what I mean? Or I'm like, I just got worked up about like how good I'm doing, but then I think about some of the people that worked in the cinema. Yeah. And I'm like, where are they now in life? Honestly. Because I'm like, how, like I'm so fine. Like, you know, I'm so fine because those people exist.
I know, and they would never say anything to them, because at the end of the day, they needed them to work there because no one
would work there.
They were so low staff. Like because even especially after COVID, like there was like I was told because I didn't work there before COVID, but like before COVID, apparently they had like maybe like over 100 staff. They just had a lot of staff, but then I remember after COVID, like literally no one wanted to come back. So that's
Mm-mm.
what when like I started, it was started in like big groups. So I started in a group of like 6. I was probably like the second or third group to like come,
Mhm.
and I remember like I was probably in there for like a month, and then all of a sudden a whole new group comes in. So I'm all of a
Yeah.
sudden like, oh my god, like
You've
I'm
been
I'm
here a
not the newbie
month.
anymore. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
crazy. And like that's what it was like at the start. Like it was just like big groups would come in maybe like every month or then every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And as you get on, I feel like yeah, this probably one of the only kind of pros about the job like was the people and like just the friendships and like it
Well,
just
certain people.
yeah, not everyone, but yeah, basically working in the cinema, there would be like 3 kind of main places you would be. You would either be on Tills, Floor, or Ben and Jerry's.
Mhm.
And Tills would be obviously just serving the customers, getting their tickets to their movie. Like, but there was always like
Popcorn,
popcorn,
drinks,
cheese.
refunds.
Oh
There
my
was the
gosh.
customer facing. That was the customer facing role.
Yeah.
You were always like talking to the customers,
Mhm.
whereas floor was you weren't talking to the customers
Yeah,
really as
Floor was kind of
much.
you clean up the screens.
Mhm.
You can do the ticket box as well. That's actually another
Checking
area. I
tickets.
did like see. I feel like when I first got there, like I loved working the ticket box because there wasn't actually much to do.
Same.
There
Yeah.
like because
You just stood there
yeah, there wasn't much to do.
at the
But
start as well
then
because we used to not scan them.
yeah, and then it turned into oh you need the parking thing. Oh you need to scan the ticket.
Oh.
Oh like oh also another thing as well like the Coke machine was right beside the ticket box. So like and
You were in
also
charge of like fixing it.
yeah, and also like if people had a problem and the tills
Yeah.
were full, they would immediately come to you. So
Yeah.
eventually, I didn't like the ticket box as much. But also, there was another job like because when I started there was COVID, so like there were still masks and things like
Yeah.
that, and like the screens were only like 50% like capacity.
Mhm.
And I remember there was one job called safety, so you'd have to go and check people's COVID certs. And that was like the worst job ever because
Oh my
obviously you'd have
god, I
people
didn't
coming
even
in
think about that.
fucking COVID cert, like I'm not
Oh.
that, and you weren't allowed to
Like
let
there'd
them,
be people coming. Oh
yeah,
my
and they
god,
weren't
and
let
would they
in,
be mad when you
yeah,
reject
and
them?
they weren't let into cinema, like, and
Oh
I
my
just hated that.
god,
I
I didn't
only
even
was
think
on
about
that
that.
like a handful of times. I also have like a few work pet peeves, or just people things would say like when you, especially on tills, like when someone come up to you and they'd be like, "Oh, can I have a drink?" It's like, what freaking drink do you actually want? Like, do
Oh,
we just sit there and stare at each other and just wait the drink to magically
oh,
appear
I
from my
know.
brain just to
Oh,
connect the dots
I
like
know
that?
all about that. I
Like,
still work in hospitality. I
that's
get
true,
that every
actually.
day.
Yeah. Also, just like working in the cinema, especially if we're on floor and tills as well, but like the closes just were not it. Like being on a cinema close is probably it will like do something to you,
Well, that
especially
specific cinema because it
yeah.
doesn't happen in other cinemas
Yeah,
like
that's true.
that.
Actually, this cinema that we worked in, they would let movies go on at 12 and end at 3 a.m. And some people,
Why?
I think the latest I got out at the cinema was probably like I finished at like maybe 3:15. But there are people that
I've
have
stayed till 4.
yeah, that and those are like 6 a.m. I've heard
That's
once like five. I'm
insane.
pretty sure like Endgame. Like obviously I didn't work there at that time, but like Endgame they got out like 5 a.m.
Probably.
I think like I swear Barbie was bad.
I was deaf. Oh no, we got to skip Barbie
Yeah, but I'm
because we
thinking
went
for
on
other people. Yeah,
holidays.
we worked that one out
How did
there.
we get away with that?
I don't even know.
We left during Barbie.
We
I
said we're
remember
going
being
on.
like, "Oh my god!" Like they obviously didn't. When we had booked it off, maybe they didn't think about the.
Yeah, we only booked the holiday last minute as well. So
Yeah.
like,
So how the fuck did we get that?
yeah, and I'm pretty sure we were waiting to get our time off first before we booked Salou.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
That's crazy. So
We were like the last ones to get the
damn.
days off. Yeah.
We had worked there for a bit though, so it was like come on.
Mm.
Also another pet peeve in general is just like people in the screen, like why can they not clean up after themselves?
It's
Like
really not that
especially
hard.
kids, like oh my god, like movies like Paw Patrol or like
Mhm.
Puss in Boots, like or like the Minecraft movie, even though I wasn't working for that, I saw it after I went to go see it. And
Mhm.
like people would just leave popcorn.
Mhm.
Like I've actually that's another thing as well. Like I've cleaned everything you can think of in the cinema.
Yeah.
Like food, sick, shit on the freaking walls in the fucking boys' bathroom. Me and one girl, we cleaned up literally shit on the walls in the boys' bathroom. It was disgusting. There was also one time I cleaned up blood,
Yeah.
which was crazy, which I didn't even know you're not supposed to do. Because I remember Caitlin, she works on like radiology or something, and she
Yeah,
told
it's
me
like
that
it's a hazard, like a real
you're
like
supposed to
health
get like
hazard,
actual
like
people come in to
to
like.
sort it out.
That's
Yeah.
one story. I'll actually never forget it. Like one girl I remember, I was by myself as well on floor, which that would
Mhm.
happen a lot when you're working on floor. Like you're either be with like a load of people or like literally no one.
Yeah,
And
like
also on floor, like it was so easy for people to like not do it because like people say, "Oh, I'm going off to the bathrooms," or "I'm going off to
I'm
do
gonna have to
this,"
clean the
and I
bathrooms.
would do it
Yeah.
too. Like obviously, if I would skip floor if anyone wants to clean it. But if you're by, I remember I was by myself and I was about to clean this movie, and the girl would be like, "Oh, so yeah, I just had like a nosebleed. I just in case you thought there was like a massacre in there, like just want to let you
Why?
know before I go in."
Why wouldn't she have cleaned it up
I
herself?
don't even freaking know.
Why
Like,
wouldn't she
and
be like, "Oh, I'm so
I
sorry.
don't
Do you
even
have
know.
any like tissue? I'll sort it out."
Yeah.
It's your fucking blood,
Yeah,
like.
literally, and I don't know. Obviously, at the time, I think it was like the end of my shift. I just wanted to be done. I
Yeah.
was like, oh, this will pass the time for like the last 20 minutes or so, or maybe
Mhm.
half an hour. But
Mhm.
I also didn't think it was gonna be that bad.
Mhm.
So I go in, it literally looked like someone had been fucking killed. Like there was blood everywhere.
Everywhere.
She had like a donut wrapper that she was like trying to use, and it obviously didn't work, so she just left it on the floor. She also had a mask that was like on the seat, and there was just blood everywhere. And yeah, it
Mm-mm.
smelled disgusting. It just wasn't nice. And then I
Ew.
remember my friend Caitlin after she said, "Connor, you should have not cleaned up that blood because if that gets in your eyes, like you're
Did
fucked."
you not like ring the managers? Like, I don't think I would do that.
I see. I'm also the person where I'm just like,
Get it
I'll just
done.
do it. I don't want to say it was probably a shit manager on. I'm like, I don't
Want to talk to them?
talk to
Yeah.
them. I don't even
Well,
know.
yeah. I don't
Now
know.
I wouldn't do it. But me back then,
I think
I
like
don't
yeah. I
know.
feel like like there used to be people who would like say if we got like new staff, it would be like their first day and they'd quit on the day and like
Oh yeah,
I
that
don't
happened a
yeah a
lot.
lot like all the time. Like if we got like a surge of new staff, like maybe like a surge of like maybe 10, like one or two of them either quit on the first shift or within their first like three. And like I'd always be like, this job's so easy, like why are they quitting? But it's not until you like work a nice job with like respectful management and like people who see you as fucking human, like
Yeah.
that you realize like the cinema that we worked in um was really shit. Oh my god, I remember there was like one time where we were having a yap, like
What?
yeah, like we were having a yap, like we were like, and it was a busy day or something,
Yeah.
like we were hiding, like we were not supposed to be in there, and I swear, like one of the managers, like I can't remember who it was, like I can't remember who it was, like but I just remember like hearing the door close, like the door like closed, and like
Oh my god, I don't remember
you
that.
don't remember this, like you remember the noise of the door, like the
Yeah.
like the noise. I remember, and the two of us literally like
Oh, why didn't they come in then though?
I think they did. I think no, they did, yeah. And I think I was on floor and you were on till, so like I was not supposed to be in
I was
there.
always trying to find an excuse just to go somewhere. Like honestly,
Yeah.
like especially if it was
And I
busy.
remember, I think maybe it was. I don't remember, but I just remember hearing the door go, and the two of us, like my heart sank to my arse, and like I literally, the two of us just like, and like I think it was like the nearest door to us, so it was like obvious that someone had been in there
Yeah.
listening. And
Oh, why
then
don't I
and we
like
were
fully
definitely
remember
like
that?
bitching, and then I remember like
Oh.
literally just like turning around and like, and you had legged it, and I remember I wasn't familiar with the place, so I was like, fuck, I'm not gonna remember my way out. I think you literally were like, you wait here for a sec, and you like went to make it look like we weren't there, and I was like, Connor,
Yeah.
I'm fucked. And then I remember like walking out.
I got so used to it though. Like I remember, in the Nacho store, there would be a couch. I remember I'd go and I'd just sit on that couch, scroll on my phone. I'd go to the sweet box room. I'd got on the black trolley, hop on the black trolley, sit on the second shelf of the sweet thing, just sit there. Like I've made so many TikToks in
Oh
that
my
place, like
god!
just in the
Oh
stock
my
rooms and things
god!
like that.
That is crazy.
Yeah, because just no one wanted to freaking, and also
I've
like
always just been a
for
scaredy
minimum
cat.
wage, I'm not doing it. Like honestly, another freaking pet peeve. I didn't write this down, but this came to my mind when we were just talking. And this actually is you might have a different
A
opinion.
pet peeve.
Yeah, you might have a different opinion on this, but
Mhm.
like the people who would, and I know I have friends that like Marvel movies, but the people that would go to Marvel movies and literally sit and wait for their end credit scene, their most amazing end credit scene that could be a 2 second
Mhm.
one liner, or like I get the lore, like I get being invested in the story,
Mhm.
but please, I need to clean. I want to go home. And that's the thing as well. Like there was so many Marvel movies that like it would
Yeah.
always be happening, and like
Yeah.
And then I would get so used to be watching the same scene over and over again. Like,
Yeah,
especially if it was like
yeah.
a big Margot movie as well. I'm just
Yeah.
like, please get out of here. Like, and it would just annoy me so much. Like, because you're just stopping me from doing my job. But obviously, I get it. Like, people love to watch their lore and things like that. But that definitely was
I think that I feel like with Marvel movies, I think the issue with the end credit scenes is I think like because I like the end credit scenes. I think it's like if you've seen it, maybe it's just because you don't know like you don't like the Marvel movies, but like it's kind of like when like an artist like leaves the stage and then comes out to do their last song.
I have our Doctor Strange ticket there that we saw.
My God.
Actually, these are all the tickets I've seen.
Oh my God.
Sonic, Little Mix. I swear Gorillaz is there.
Yeah,
Gorillaz is there. Little Mix, the Barbie movie, Taylor Swift, Finance of Ladies. That's where you want to be. Gorillaz, Sing 2. Candyman as well. Remember we saw Candyman?
I remember that. Sing 2.
That was when I was only
just started.
Yeah, a month there. That's crazy.
But yeah, I feel like it's maybe like like when an artist leaves the stage.
The encore.
And you're like, come on, But like people love that, like to do the ole 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 and all that. Like it's a little break, but I feel like the issue with Marvel movies is because the movie ends, there's credits, and then there's an end credit scene, and then there's more credits, and I think people like lose their sense of urgency because they like watch the whole movie and then they sit there like the movie's over and they're all sitting there. They get to talk a bit.
Yeah.
About the movie, they're like, oh my God, what was your favorite part? Wait, the end credit scene's coming up. Oh my God, I can't believe that actor was in it. Wait, hold that thought. And then it ends. Oh my God, okay, yeah, like, and then they get to continue the conversation. So they wait there. Whereas like I feel like in a normal movie, like the second that black screen hits, a lot of people just get up to get out ASAP. But like they lose that with the Marvel, so like they're much slower, and they leave their stuff there. Then like they lose.
But
their
also
sense of
sometimes
urgency.
there wouldn't be an end credit scene, and people would wait even for normal movies.
Yeah,
I'm like, bro, there's no. And sometimes I wish I could just be like, there's no.
I think there was times
scene.
people did that. Like there was definitely times.
So annoying, and like also. It would add sometimes like the scheduling wouldn't account like the end credits in there.
Yeah.
So like all of a sudden you have half an hour between a screen. Oh wait, the end credit scene is like an extra 15 minutes. You only have 15 minutes between the screen. And that was another crazy thing about Floor. It's like if you were by yourself, you were expected to clean like a 300 seat cinema in like 10 minutes. And like when you were behind on Floor, like I am there like when you're cleaning and like the credits start rolling and there's a big line outside, like you're fucked. Like they were the bad days. Like when I would walk through the halls and like see people waiting outside, I'm like, Floor is so fucked.
When you would walk, like when you would walk into the screen,
I definitely have videos
that you're quite late for, and there's already people sitting in it, and you have to shout up, being like, "Can we please exit the screen? It needs to be cleaned."
Yeah.
And then you like are rushing and there's like loads of people outside and you're on your own and shit. Oh my God.
So like just not. Also,
how the hell did we do that?
I don't even know.
I was like this job's easy peasy.
And it would have got.
It was not. I was so stressed.
Also, when you first start as well, they do put you on Floor a lot, and you do eventually just get put onto tills. Like if you're there a long time, they can trust you on tills.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like as like at the start. I remember like Floor were like my only shifts I would do. So like.
Yeah.
It was just so annoying. But then when I got put into tills, but then eventually I started just like tills. Ben and Jerry's is where it's at. Doing the ice cream, eating your test scoops.
Yeah.
Like that's
standing in the freezer and munching on all.
Getting your mirrors, getting your freezer.
Oh,
selfie.
I took a freezer selfie the other day in my new job.
Oh my God!
Well, it's a fridge selfie. We don't have like a walk-in freezer, but I was like.
Someone also got stuck in the freaking freezer one time, which that was crazy.
And that she was shouting like, "Let me out, help!" And then somebody heard her from the other side. Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh my God! Which that like, why do you have a freezer that doesn't open?
I'm sorry, but like
that's crazy.
That is probably the most she's opened her mouth in her whole life.
Oh yeah, clearly.
Yeah.
Because like there was one person that worked with us, and like trying to understand them was like trying to decipher like hidden language, like because they would just like how are you today, would you like some popcorn? I have no idea what you're saying. Also, it has got dark now, so the lighting has changed. Sorry about that, guys. One thing about this cinema, people would always come in trying to steal stuff. Like they would always like come in. They would at tills as well. We forgot to say there's also like impulse stands, like with sweets. Remember the impulse stands?
Why did we call them impulse stands?
I think that's just because
it's
the impulse.
That's crazy. Okay, you need to explain that because I don't think anywhere else calls it impulse stands.
Yeah, so the impulse stands are basically like sweets that would be in the line before you go up to the tills.
I never thought about it.
It's just like what it was called.
It's impulsive.
Yeah, and if you were on Ben and Jerry's, the ice cream stand, you would have to stock them at the end of your shift.
Yeah.
And people would always be stealing things from there. Like there was one time where a manager, we'll call her Melissa. These girls, they came in, they had stole something, they had ran in, and then they ran back out with their stuff. Or the manager had like spotted them stealing or something,
Mm-hmm.
and they tried to use the bathroom and try to hide it like in their like whatever and try to just make it seem that they hadn't stolen anything.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember they had been caught up by the security guard and they came running out, and the manager, Melissa, she was like at the front
Mm-hmm.
of the thing, and they started running, and all of a sudden turned into like a game where you're like trying to pass people, and like I'll never forget this because I was like at the ticket box just observing everything. And that was one good thing about the ticket box, is that you could just observe everything going on in the lobby. Like it was so funny. Yeah. And I remember she like tried to trip them up to like
oh my god, was there security?
No, the security had told them to get out, but they all started running when,
oh my god, why the fuck wasn't it the security doing that?
I don't even know.
They did nothing.
Like her foot was like this, like to try and get them triple, and I just remember like it was just so funny. Also, I was going to talk about one of the worst movies I worked in the cinema was definitely Spider-Man No Way Home. Like that was, I think, the busiest movie
I didn't work that, but
I had ever worked, because it also was COVID, so only the screens were 50%. Right. And I had only been there. What time did that movie come out in 2021?
That came out, around winter, I think.
Yeah, so it was like that. It was like my first Christmas in the cinema. So like, I don't think I'd experienced like a super big movie, because also people still weren't really going to cinema because it was COVID. But this was the first movie everyone was like, "Oh my god, we have to go to cinema." I remember
I went to go see it.
I got tickets for you. I remember.
I'd never even seen a single Spider-Man movie,
and you were like, "We have to go." Yeah, and also there was like rumors that like all 3 of the Spider-Men were going to be in this movie, so everyone was dying to see this movie. So I remember I was on Tills, and like I don't think I'd ever seen the queues this bad for the cinema. Like, just to get into the movie, to get into the movie, it was like from the ticket box to like outside restaurants, like all the way to like Eddie Rockets, I think it was. Like it was like so like out full, like hundreds of people outside just to get in, and there's like 2 separate queues. Like first you have to queue for your food, and then you have to queue for your movie. Yeah. So it was just a shit show. But also what made it worse is that since the screens were like, somehow it was like an admin thing. Since the screens were 50%, somehow on the system it fucked up, so to the point where people overbooked. So when people would show up, we'd have to scan their tickets, and then sometimes their tickets would be cancelled because they'd overbooked the screen. So random people's tickets were just getting cancelled. So some people could be waiting in that line for maybe like an hour, 30 minutes to go see their movie, and then they're told, "Oh, sorry, your tickets have actually been cancelled, and we can't let you in because it's only 50% capacity."
Oh my god!
So that's what made it such more of a shit show. I remember one of the managers, he's one of my favorite managers.
Who?
Let's call him Simon.
Yeah, we love Simon.
We love Simon. He was one of our favorite managers. I remember.
He was the best, honestly.
He was the best manager. Simon was one of the best.
If Simon's listening, you know who you are.
That was definitely one of the biggest movies I worked. What would you say was one of the biggest movies you worked? Barbie, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I got out scot-free, but like the days that I worked, because I worked the opening shift. I worked the morning, the opening shift, so like the first people to see Barbie. Like I was there. I worked 3 days in a row for Barbie, and then we went away. So probably Barbie, but I feel like maybe it's just me, but like how busy it is on tills never really affected me.
Because once they go, they go.
Like
and you're fine serving on tills. Like you would just serve people. Like you could serve people all day.
Me?
Would you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, but for me, it's like I get tired, and my social battery just goes. I hate doing the same thing over and over again. That's why I'd always be making nachos. I'd always be in the kitchen.
Yeah,
and that was
I never did
that was another pet peeve, when someone would tell me to get on my freaking till, especially if it wasn't busy. Like even if someone was to tell me now, like, "Oh, get in your till," I feel like that actually would trigger me, because
oh my God,
like
I
just hated it. Especially some people like in their TLs, CEO that thinks she is that's another pet peeve I had, when like when people become a normal worker to like a TL and they get this weird power trip.
Yeah.
Freaking weird. You're getting extra €2. It's not that serious.
Maybe it's just the way my brain functions, but I like just doing it one at a time. Like I like the way in the cinema you would just serve that one like you'd serve the one customer and you would make that one customer's things. It wasn't like when like you have multiple tables at a restaurant, or it wasn't like the way my job is now is I serve multiple customers and then I make multiple drinks at the one time.
Yeah. But there would be groups that come up and be like, can I get this? Or like families, can I get this? Can I get 8 kids boxes?
Yeah. But you're still like there with them, so you can. It's so easy to be like, sorry, what was that again? Or what was the drink again? Or but like, so I don't know how long the queue was as well. Never affected me, and it still doesn't affect me in my current job.
Yeah.
Like the people are like, oh my god, the queue's so long. Like I don't have that because of the cinema. Like I don't have that anymore because I'm just like,
it's not as worse.
Whatever. Like I'm like, like
like also they never had no patience in the cinema at all with customers. No. Like they'd be waiting 5 minutes and they'd still be pissed off. Yeah. Like it was so annoying.
There was one time like where there was a new person and there was something like sick or something, and I was on a close, and I remember like whenever there was sick, pee all over the toilet, like poop, like anything bad, like
clogging the toilet.
Yeah, I would just go into the managers, like just to be like, just even to say to them, to get them to say to my face that I have to clean it up, like because most of the time they wouldn't. Like most of the time they actually wouldn't. Like
just get someone else to try to do it.
Yeah, like if I went in, like because I remember we'd see it, like you'd see sick or something. Yeah. And all the people on floor would be like, what do we do?
You have to get the whole sick bag and the gloves and
I would just be like, we need to tell management, and obviously like everyone else who was on floor would be like, what do you mean we have to tell management? I'd be like, grand, I'm gonna go do it. So I would just go in and be like, they're sick, and they'd be like, yeah, like blah blah to clean up. Yeah. But I remember there was literally like one time where like there was a person on their first day, like it was their first day.
Yeah.
And
I remember this.
There was like sick or something, and I went into management and I was like, look, there's like sick on the floor and like we can't decide like who's gonna do it. Yeah. And like, do one of you want to do it? Like I was like, it's like I cannot do it today. I already did it. I had already cleaned up sick that day.
So you were
I was like,
nah.
I cannot do it. I already did it. So I have my go. The other person who was on shift, for some reason they couldn't. And then I think there was like something like they had something wrong with them.
Yeah.
Like maybe like emetophobia. Oh yeah. And so I went into management and I was like, they're sick. Like, which one of us has to clean it up? And they were like, the newbie. They were like, get the new person. I was like, it's their first day, and they were like,
they did not care. Like they actually they were like, didn't care.
They were like, that's the perfect victim. It's their first day, so they won't say no. And
do you want them to leave? Like, hello?
I said that. I can't remember who else was on shift, but it was definitely like they were just like joking.
Yeah.
But I remember being like, I remember literally being like, we have like, I don't even know how much staff we had, but it was very low. Can't even remember.
Like you can't afford to lose people right now.
I was like, look, if I can't even afford us to have less people on floor, you, the manager, definitely can't. I was like, I'm not risking this. I don't know why you're risking this.
Yeah.
And he was like, so what? Nobody lasts a day anyways.
Oh.
Like, what's another person that quits on the first day? No problem. And I ended up cleaning it up.
It's almost like just a revolving door of people coming in and out.
And I think that person quit anyways. I think I cleaned up that sick, and they
damn, 2 sicks in one day.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and they and it was in the men's bathroom too, which was even worse.
Oh my god. Ew. Yeah, then they definitely should have done it.
Well, I think that was also a big reason as to why I was like, I'm not doing it today. But then I just did it because I was like, I'm not doing that to that person. Like I was like, that is so horrible. Like I would not force them to do it.
Okay, so one of the main story I wanted to tell today. No, it has to be told because this is one of probably the craziest incidents I had ever had working in the cinema. And I don't know if you were working here at that time. I don't think you were.
I don't know the story.
So you might know it. I feel like I've told you though. I've maybe told you when it happened. So there was one time where I was working in the cinema on Tills, and it was either the day of Halloween or it was the day before Halloween. And obviously Halloween is a very busy time for the cinema because people are coming in, usually kind of older people. They're coming in. They want to see scary movies. Like obviously they're not going out trick-or-treating, so like they come in and watch scary movies. And I remember there was one time where, so remember like the graphic t-shirts, I still have them. Like I would always get them, like my graphic t-shirts.
Yeah.
There was this one website where I don't really shop them anymore, but like they would always go live at like 6 p.m. and like I would have to, basically there was only one person that would run the website. So like the quicker you ordered as it went live, the quicker you would get your t-shirts, because they weren't really the best. Like you'd be waiting like a month on a t-shirt sometimes. It was kind of bad. Yeah. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna ask one of the managers, can I go on break like before 6 o'clock? So, and on my break but it was like kind of busy, so I was like, oh, is it gonna happen? Is it not gonna happen?
Yeah.
So I remember like it's very busy. I'm trying to go off my tail, and I go in. I'm trying to order my t-shirts, and it was 6 o'clock, and it went live, and I'm like trying to. Also, you also can't see the website before it goes live. So when I'm on the website, I was looking for what t-shirts I wanted to get.
Yeah.
So I'm scrolling, looking for my t-shirts, and like all of a sudden, I hear outside like screaming like like oh my god, as if someone like had died. Like it was crazy. So
Yeah.
well, I was in scrolling on my freaking t-shirts. One guy, oh, what was the name I gave him? Oscar, we're gonna call him Oscar.
Oh, I know.
Oscar. So Oscar, he was like a pretty chill guy. Like he wouldn't talk.
Calm,
yeah,
so quiet.
He would talk to some people, but we weren't really friends. We'd say hello to each other, but we weren't super close. And I remember so a lot of people would come in, a lot of special needs people would come in with their carers. And that was a normal thing. Like people would always come, we give them a carer's ticket and things like that. And like they would always come in. But this person, I don't know where exactly their carer was, but they were not with them at this time. And I remember, so the person had come up to Oscar and he was like, oh, do you have the Wi-Fi password? And Oscar was like, oh no, like we actually don't have Wi-Fi here. Like maybe if you go to Eddie Rockets, they might have Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
And like all of a sudden, I don't know what happened. Obviously there was something wrong with him. So like obviously this is not his fault, like, but he goes to punch Oscar, like full on tries to go punch him. Oscar's obviously over the till, like, what the hell is going on? And he starts screaming like, you're ruining my day, like you are ruining my day, like I hate it here. And it was pretty busy. Like obviously it was Halloween. There was a big group of people, and there was this one Karen. She was a Karen because if she hadn't opened her mouth, what happened probably wouldn't have freaking happened. But she starts going. She starts going, oh my god, this is crazy. Like, I'm gonna call the guards. Like, this is just so crazy.
Oh my god.
And just be more considerate. Obviously, you could tell something wasn't wrong.
Right.
This person wasn't, like, I don't know.
Had a disability.
And, like, people just have cop on to, like, realize that, like, you know, and not freaking be like, oh, I'm gonna call the guards. And obviously their care wasn't there. I don't know.
Oh, so they, like, were like, oh no, like, the guards are gonna be called. Like, they freaked out.
They were gonna, I'm calling the guards.
But the person,
yeah. So the person turns to this girl, gets her freaking head, and smashes it across the counter. And like, when people like were telling me this, I was like, how was I in the kitchen this whole time shopping? Shopping. Like, what the hell? So I remember I come out and like all of a sudden he starts pushing the impulse stands. They're on the floor. He's like throwing them all around. He's like on the floor being like, I hate my life. And I was just like, oh my god, this is like crazy. And like I remember, like I came back in and I was Steph came in and I was like, Steph, like what the hell is going on? Like I had never felt more scared to be in work. Not that I'd feel scared to be in work, but like this is the first time ever I actually felt
really terrified
to be in work. Like,
and you didn't even see it, and you were so scared.
No, I saw him on the floor. I came out and I saw him on the floor, and that's what came. I saw Steph, and I was like, what the fuck's going on? So I say to Steph, here, I'm just gonna order these t-shirts. Like I don't know why I bother asking for my break. Like they're obviously too distracted right now.
Were you on break?
No, I was just in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And I remember like me and Steph were in there, and more screams like like and it was just so crazy. And then he runs into the screen. So now all of a sudden he's gone, and no one knows where he is. And like everyone's just panicking, and like I don't know where the care was. Eventually the care did come and sit and talk to him. Yeah, that was just one of the crazy things. And then I remember like after he eventually walked out and the guards were just talking to him, but he didn't get arrested or anything. Obviously he had special needs, so like it wasn't his fault. But I even remember Oscar afterwards, like he was like, he would say it like, oh my god, like, you know that guy that came in the day, like that was crazy. And we'd be like, hello, he literally swung at you. Like, are you okay? Like, he was just so
casual,
chill
about
like
it.
that. I don't even know. But then I remember that guy would come into the cinema then after, like, and I remember like,
what?
Yeah, he would come in like, and I'd recognize his face because how would you forget that incident?
Surely he would have been barred.
That's what I fucking thought, but obviously not. And I guess maybe they couldn't because it's like a
disability or something,
and it's discrimination.
Yeah.
I don't even know. But then that made me scared because I remember there was a time at Ticket Box and he came up to me and he's like, oh, hi, I'm going to see movie this. And I'm just like, heart racing that is he going to swing at me or not? Like,
how would Oscar feel?
like that was just one of I'll never forget it. Like just the
Damn.
random
I
screens.
don't think I knew that you were in the back, or maybe you told me that like
I know.
ages ago.
I'll never forget. I was just like shopping for my t-shirts and like, yeah, it was just that was crazy. Like it was just that was one of the
I
craziest
remember there was
stories.
one day that the guards came because somebody was in one of the shops. Somebody had written on a notebook that they were gonna like come into one of the screens
and do
and like
something
shoot
bad.
the place or like something, or like do something. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, we're gonna bomb screen 10 or something, or screen like 1 or something. And I think I was on shift that day, and the guards came and we had to stop that movie like
Oh
at
my
that time. It was like at
God.
1 p.m. and I was like working, and I was actually like, what the fuck? And the guards came and nothing happened. Well, like
That's like
obviously.
scary. Like, why do people even do that? Like, even in schools though. Like,
That
why
was
do
a
you
thing in
even play
schools as
around?
well,
Like,
wasn't
it's
it?
just so freaking stupid.
Yeah.
And actually, I'll leave it. I'll leave it with this. Like if you're a movie lover, like you'll love to work in a cinema.
Yeah, yeah.
But as like a normal hospitality retail job, it's yeah. So guys, if you want to join to work in a cinema, just
Don't.
if it's your only option, it's not bad. But it really depends.
Apparently, other
Apparently,
other branches are supposed to be really good.
yeah. And if your cinema closes at 12 o'clock and you're clocking out at 12 o'clock, honestly, good for you.
If you want to apply to a cinema, check what time their last screenings are at, and add on the 2 hours that the film takes, and then add on 1 hour to clean every single screen. That's probably the time you're going to finish.
Add an extra hour because the managers have to come and check all the screens you just cleaned, and then add another hour because you're going to get complained at that the cleaners that work, overnight cleaners that work in the morning, I'm fully exposing them now, for overnight cleaners that did absolutely jack fucking shit, they did absolutely nothing, would complain, oh, the people didn't clean up properly. It's like, you're overnight cleaner, why don't you do anything? Yeah. Guys,
oh my God,
we hope you enjoyed this episode.
This is just like the rant. Like, this is like
really, I feel like
a rant, but like it was nice reminiscing on it.
Yeah,
like,
follow us on TikTok at the Voicenotes Podcast and Spotify. Listen to us on Spotify. We're also on Spotify's now.
The Voicenotes Podcast.
Let us know your thoughts on our cover.
Yeah,
because that's what we're working at the moment. I think it's funny.
I love it. It's the emojis. Yeah, the make your own emojis. We'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe.
Do your big one.
We're on everything nearly. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.